The cave complex of Mahakali is also known as Kondivate Cave. They are situated on Mahakali Hill in Marol region of Mumbai. The site of Mahakali is approachable by road from Andheri, Jogeshwari and Marol. Marol is a suburb of Mumbai city. It is a small hillock on a periphery of a small locality called Kondivate, after which the site was named by the early scholars. The hill is surrounded by smaller hillocks now known as Veeravali. There are total of 19 caves, 15 on southeast face of the hill and 4 on the northwest face. The site is approachable from the western side. The eastern scrap leads to the slums at the foothill with a small modern shrine of goddess Mahakali. The site is not far from ancient caves at Jogeshwari. Both the cave sites, namely Jogeshwari and Mahakali, are linked with a modern road named Jogeshwari Vikhroli Link Road. Mahakali is in the south of Kanheri Cave. It is supposed to be the satellite settlement of Kanheri in the beginning. The Buddhist monastery at Mahakali was supposed to control the natural and socio-economic resources around and exploit them for the Buddhist monastery. This is the first cave group when you enter through the main entrance. There are 3 caves connected with each other. The middle one is the main cave and it consists of an open courtyard with a pillared portico, a rectangular hall with a seat for an icon on the western side. A stupa has been carved on the back wall behind this seat. Portico has 4 pillars and 2 pilasters rising above a parapet carved with rail pattern. The pillars have square shaft broken in its upper part with a design so familiar with other similar architectural patterns. The capital is very primitive, suggesting the early age of the excavation. A cell is provided in the left wall, however it has a separate entrance from cave. 2 entrance door of the hall is carved with chakya windows above the lintel. It is decorated with various patterns on its jamb. The hall inside is 7 m deep and 4.2 m wide. On either side of this unfinished central chakya cave are provided pillared entrances into cave 1 and 3. These entrances are at lower depth than the entrance of the chakya cave, which is in middle of these 2 lower entrances. A stupa has been carved on the back wall behind this seat. Portico has 4 pillars and 2 pilasters rising above a parapet carved with rail pattern. The pillars have square shaft broken in its upper part with a design so familiar with other similar architectural patterns. The capital is very primitive, suggesting the early age of the excavation. A cell is provided in the left wall, however it has a separate entrance from cave. 2 entrance door of the hall is carved with chakya windows above the lintel. It is decorated with various patterns on its jamb. The hall inside is 7 m deep and 4.2 m wide. On either side of this unfinished central chakya cave are provided pillared entrances into cave 1 and 3. These entrances are at lower depth than the entrance of the chakya cave, which is in middle of these 2. Cave number 9 is one among the group of 15 caves towards the southeast hidden in a low scar. These caves are numbered from west. Cave 8 is of special interest as that contains a rectangular room with a stupa in circular dome's chamber, provided with 2 latticed windows and an inscription above one window. Cave number 9 is a chakyagriha having a circular cell housing stupa in its center and a rectangular hall in front. The hall is 7.6 meters long and 5.3 meters broad and 2.7 meters high. The side walls touching the sides of the semicircular front wall of the cell are 9 meters and 9.4 meters long. The circular cell cut in the back has a semicircular front projecting for about 1.5 meters from the back wall of the hall. It has a rectangular doorway 1.14 meters broad, 2.3 meters, and on either side of the doorway is a window 1 meters high and 83 centimeters long. The roof over the hall is flat, but the circular cell has domical roof. The interior of the circular cell is 4.4 meters in diameter and the domical ceiling rises to a height of about 4.6 meters. In the center of this cell is the stupa of 2.2 meters diameter. The space between the stupa and the wall is around 1.1 meters wide. Ferguson has brought to the notice the similarities between the main Chakya at Mahakali and the earliest known man-made cave Sudama, Barabar Hills, near Gaya, Bihar. On the basis of these architectural parallels, Ferguson was tempted to date this cave to 5th century BCE. Thus, the cave became the earliest known man-made cave in Deccan too, after the cave temples of India. According to S. Nagaraju, the peculiar plan of the Chakyagriha Kondivate, the only one of its kind in western India, has tempted art historians to attach great importance to this monument. There is a general similarity in plan between this and the Sudama cave in Barabar Hill. The apsidal Chakya, cave number 9, resembles the ground plan of the Chakya of Lomash Rishi cave in Barabar Hills, eastern India, both having a rectangular hole with a cell at the end. The Lomash Rishi cave belongs to the Mauryan period, and this is considered as one of the early attempts in rock-cut architecture. The stupa has a cylindrical drum with Vedika band at the rim, and over this is hemispherical. There is no harmika above. Probably there used to be the harmika of wood, which is suggested by the flat surface with holes in the corners on top of the hemispherical dome of the stupa. This stupa is partly ruined. The windows are finely carved with the imitation of the wooden Vedika. The front portion of the rectangular hole is now open, but mortises in the floor of the hole suggest that there was a wooden screen. In front of this, 3 steps have been cut into the rock. An inscription is also carved above the left lattice window in the thin front wall of the circular chamber. Features of Chakya at Cave 9. There is a 2-line Pali inscription over the right window recording gift of a Vihra with his brother by Pitimba, a Brahman of the Gotmas Gotra and inhabitant of Pachikama. A carved panel of the Buddha with attendants and other figures called the Buddhist Litany is cut on the right side of the outer hall, which is a later addition. Kondivate 9, cut perpendicularly into scar, shows advancement in technique. The plan adopted in the Kondivate cave has sought a solution for the defect. Light is shed from the front opening directly into the hole as well as the cell behind, and for that matter even on the stupa inside. The next step towards having a better hall of worship is to do away with the front hole of the circular cell by which the form of the apsidal Chakyagriha has achieved. The introduction of pillars or otherwise may have depended on the dimension of the Chakyagriha. Though this contention looks logical, it is not unlikely that several architectural forms in brick and wood may have been in vogue so far as the Chakyagriha are concerned, and Kondivate Cave 9 may represent one of the experiments to adapt a variety, an example of which is fortunately preserved in the Sudama cave. The relative chronological position of this with reference to the other Chakyagriha in this region can be made out from the form of the stupa installed here. It has been shown that the Kondivate stupa comes very near the stupa in Junnar Tulja Cave 3. The Kondivate stupa has, however, an advanced feature in introducing the railing and also a square platform to 9 received the harmika, which may have been of wood. Both from style and technique, this stupa comes nearer to the great stupa in Bhaja 12. The stupas in Bhaja Cave 12 as well as Kondivate Cave 9 represent, both in their own ways, a slightly advanced technical stage compared to those in Junnar Tulja Cave 3 and Kanheri 2e. Taking this feature into consideration, the Chakya hall in Kondivate occupies stylistically a position later than Junnar Tulja Cave 3 and others of its clan, and nearer to Bhaja Cave 12 and certainly earlier than Ajanta Cave 10. Where the stupa is fashioned with the harmika and the stepped pyramidal capital also in stone. It can also be noted that this stupa at Kondivate is similar in features to stupas 4 and 5 in the group of dedicatory stupas in excavation 20 at Bhaja, in which connection we have contended that these stupas belong to stylistically between those without the harmika in stone and those with that member. Hence, we feel the cave could have been made sometime in the latter part of the 3rd century BC. This is quite in tune with the stylistic relationship this bears with the Sudama cave, as delineated above. Another item which substantiates the contention of the above-mentioned date is the set of perforated windows. These are finely wrought, stimulating the Vedika pattern, and is comparable to the one seen in Kanhas cave as Nashik. However, the inscription carved above one of the perforated windows is in characters of series VB and is datable on paleographical grounds to the middle of the 2nd century AD. It is not known whether this inscription is contemporaneous with the making of this cave. The record is much damaged. According to the reading provided by Bhagwanlal Indraji, BG, it appears to record the making of a Vihra by a Brahman. It is possible that the inscription was carved long after the making of the cave. It is difficult to make out the exact nature and age of the caves in their present dilapidated condition. Cave 4 or the Vihra Cave. This Vihra is entered through a veranda supported on 4 pillars and 2 pilasters. A flight of 5 steps leads a visitor to this entrance. The veranda is 11.1 m in breadth and 2.8 m in depth. The pillars are plain octagonal shafts without any capital. There are 3 entrances leading into a rectangular hall which is 11.2 m in breadth and 7.65 m in depth. On its lateral sides, there are chambers supported on 2 pillars and 2 pilasters. Inside these chambers are 3 cells each. Dr. Qureshi mentions that usually in such vihra, the cells directly open into the hall. However, here these open into a chamber which in turn connects to the hall. On the back wall of the hall is provided a chamber supported on 2 pillars. However, there are no cells provided in this chamber. The vihra is bereft of any decoration of sculptural embellishment. Cave No. 45. Cave 5. This cave is a very simple. This vihra is entered through a veranda. Inside the cave there is cell on the back side. Cave 6, 7 and 8. These 3 excavations are in a group like Cave 1, 2 and 3. All caves were provided entrances into their respective courtyard which was not supported on any pillars or pilasters. These are bereft of any decoration. The break of the wall is cave number 6 in cave No. 7a. It suggests that cave No. 7a was excavated earlier than cave number 6. Cave number 6 is elaborate cave with 3 cells were excavated from right to left in sequence. Cave number 7 is actual divided in few part of 7a and 7b most probably had excavated parallelly. There are 3 cells in cave 7b which seem to be adjusted and pushed behind cave number 7 and 8. This suggests that in the progress of the excavation there was some alteration made in the plan of cave number 7 and 7b. Cave No. 6, 7.8.